So here we have, who is it? Sebastian versus Hearttt. They always change their names, and I have, okay, it's Sebastian, yeah. So Sebastian, dark side letras chinas, dark side Chinese letters against Hearttt. Hearttt obviously part of Aftermath. You see him playing sometimes in the team games with the likes of Leary, Hera, all these guys. Yeah. Yeah, this is an interesting matchup. We have the Magyars here in blue, so very aggressive civilization, getting cheaper scouts and free attack upgrades on just the free attack upgrades for everything. But no eco bonuses, but very powerful late game composition. Goths, on the other hand, don't really have any great power spikes until the late game. At their level, Magyar feel a lot better. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Has he been inactive lately? In Hearttt, I haven't seen him at all. This is honestly, I can't remember the last time I saw him on the ladder. Heartt's elo also lower than you think. Yeah. So yeah, I think Hearttt is the underdog here. We've seen Sebastian really destroy people, and we've seen him be destroyed a little bit by Hera. But this could be interesting. You never know. If the Goths can survive until later, Huskarl Halberdier could be tasty against the Magyars, right? We just need to see. Obviously, yeah, we have to prefer the Magyars, but anything can happen. Anything can happen. Let's talk about the base here for Hearttt. He has back stone, back gold, kind of safe berries as well, and a back wood line. So not a bad map at all, and he can consider walling himself into the corners. The rest of his resources are quite exposed, but maybe if he gets a castle out here later, could be tasty. Okay, Sebastian has bad berries, good gold, and a nice wood line at the back. Not as easy to wall this base, but still should be fine. He must have been taking a break, probably. Okay. Goths always good late game. True. Except against Teutons. It feels like. I was always happy when I came up against Goths as the Teutons, because it gave me an excuse to make Elite Teutonic Knights, which just ended everything. Yeah. Goths is one of those civs that I think are really interesting historically, but I don't like them in-game at all. Yeah. If they both get to their ideal comps, the Magyar late game is much better, you think, but the Goth ideal late game is a lot easier to get to. Yeah, I mean... Magyar... Yeah, heavy Cav Archer is crazy, but like Huskarls could be okay there, right? I mean, it's going to force a ton of micro out of the Magyar player. And if the Goth just gets a proper spam going, and he has Halberdier at home to deal with Hussar raids, I don't think it's a foregone conclusion, but yeah, I do prefer the Magyars as well. We haven't seen Huskarl really dominate much in a game, in a top level game, but we might see it. Hopefully. Hopefully. Okay. Okay. Little 2 militia. Is this pre-mill? Probably. Pre-mill drush from Sebastian here. As Hearttt is going to wall up his berries preemptively. Love to see it. Pros don't do enough of this, really. Even getting the diagonal wall here, so that's tasty. And now going out to gold. So might just be an archer opening for the Goth player here. He is on the way to feudal. He does have his barracks up already, so it actually might be men-at-arms. It's going to be men-at-arms play. Okay. Let's see. Hopefully this goes late. I would love this to be a nice, fun late game. I was Goth versus Teutons on a Nomad game once, and he kept spamming Champion Elite Teutonic Knight into my hand cannon and lost. Oh god. Yeah. Oh, ideal. Need to get to Elite Teutonic Knight Siege Onager. The ultimate Teuton composition. But yeah, okay. So Hearttt just gonna ignore this drush. Needs to repair. Yeah, he is repairing. Good play by Hearttt. Idle TC time very low. It's kind of funny. Like there's a... I think we had this joke before of it could be a good meme of like idle time the pros do it and also low elo people do it. But like there's like the super tryhard like 2k2, 2k3 people who have super low idle TC time like all the time. And it's like that meme. I can't remember what it is. Is it like you have like the really stupid guy who said idle TC and then it's like the bell curve and like the people in the middle are saying, oh no, 0 idle TC time, and then you have the like expert gurus at the other end of the bell curve who are idle TC time as well. I can't remember. Let's see. I think you need 35 fully upgraded Magyar CA to one-shot a Huskarl. Interesting. Interesting. That's not that many. That's the same as like Paladin. Roughly, right? Let's see. Okay. Villager got sniped here by the scout, but the scout goes down while the men-at-arms have arrived at the back here. Sebastian going for archers to defend here, but this is open now, and he's going to lose a few vills. No, he's just going to delete that and run away. Nice play. Scout caught slightly out of position. Might actually be able to get a block here. Oh, Villager bugged out there slightly, but archer is here now to defend. Okay, so decent damage by Hearttt there. At least takes his opponent off gold. His other off wood. Sorry, going mad. Takes him off wood, and his other woods are quite exposed. Behind this, red is going to go for some archers of his own, but it's going to be a while before they get there. Blue in the queue. Red already has, or blue already has his on the map. Going for a second range now, which he's showing to red. Okay, so gonna be archer play for the Magyar player. So not playing to his strengths at all. But yeah, if your opponent opens men at arms, it's hard to go scouts really. You have to keep your scouts at home and then try and take a good trade and hope that they don't send spears forward. Goths are shit. I cry every time I get them. Oh god. Anyway, let's see. Let's see. Okay, men-at-arms coming over, trying to get good shots here on the skirmisher. We'll get a few shots on the archers, actually. So this is sloppy play by blue, for sure. He's added a few skirmishers to deal with the inevitable forward archers, which are just coming now. But red has done a really good job. Advantage to red so far, keeping these guys alive, keeping his opponent at home, dragging him away from his base while he sends in the archers. Blue is going to suspect something, though, and is going to just, yeah, position his army perfectly here as red's archers will come in. Fletching on the way for red as, yeah, he knows where the berries and this wood are. And yeah, he might just try and sit behind here and be annoying. Should be able to range this with fletching. Even without fletching, I think he ranges. But yeah, being annoying, taking his opponent off wood again, but he's gone back to wood. Blacksmith coming up now for blue. Should be able to defend this with the skirmishers. Archers and skirms, cleaning up the men-at-arms slowly, but good value for these men-at-arms, I would say. Idle TC time beginning to creep up. Okay. Not fantastic. Hearttt lost 2 vills. Oh yeah, he lost 2. Okay, I didn't see where that second one went down. Okie. Blue must have gotten town watch. No. Okay, so how is red gonna respond to this? I think he just goes full skirm to counter double range. Needs to get the armor. Fletching just now in for blue. I don't like how red is just trading his army here. Might try and take out the archers at least. Archers are the scary ones. Okay. Skirm versus skirm. Archer battle in the middle. Got to get loom quick. Yeah. Okay, so this should be swinging back into blue's favor as red's scout goes down. Won't be too happy about that. And red's just going to have to play defensive now. He can't match the production unless he adds a range of his own. But I think if he just makes skirmishers and stays at home, he should be okay. He's already 2 villagers down though, so he won't be too happy about that. But still, Goths bonuses give him an extra vill basically. As he's going to add a stable. So he's going to commit to feudal age a bit longer, getting +1 for the scouts as well, which seems good. I think during my games today I made a scout in feudal age and it felt a bit underwhelming against the skirms, honestly. So yeah, the +1 is a nice addition, but it's going to slow his castle age time for sure. But he knows his opponent will have a slower castle age time as well, because of the second range, spending all that wood on archers instead of putting it into farms. Slow the time down. Anyway. Let's see. We have a spearman added for Hearttt as well. Okay. As this army's gonna run away. And is this scout really feeling necessary now? He was able to defend without it. As this army's gonna go on a big sneak, and I think that blue knows that he has a better army and is just kind of debating by running away. Now Hearttt is going to camp on this hill. He needs to be really active with his scouts. He's going to get caught way out of position as this army comes across. He is fully walled, and we'll get a few houses walled behind here, but still. It's obviously easier for us. We can see everything, but yeah. He thinks that his opponent is going home to defend, but that was just a debate by Sebastian. He was like, oh, no, 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 don't, don't attack my army. But yeah, I think he should be more active with his scouts, right? But this army will arrive. Let's see how quickly Hearttt responds. Very quickly. Doesn't even lose a vill. Fantastic play. Fantastic play. And now we can come home, and this army might even be trapped slightly. As wheelbarrows now coming in for blue. Okay. And he's getting a stable up. Doki. See? Everyone still has their stones, so there's always the option to drop a tower if necessary. Once wheelbarrow is complete, blue will click up the castle age. Yep, he's on his way. Red needs a market, I think, to balance things out a bit. He's still wide open over here. Idle villager, idle housing villager there. And this will be a fantastic cleanup if Red can make it. Just really, this is the army, right? Pretty much. This is pretty much the army that blue has. And if he loses all of this, he has nothing to upgrade in the next age. As the scouts will run in. We know the scouts have good armor. Archers don't need to be here. Yeah, good micro here. Like the best value that blue can get is try to snipe the archers. So the archers didn't need to be involved in this fight at all. Skirmishers don't even need to be here anymore. Great cleanup. Okay, so blue is going for scale barding armor, horse collar, and bloodlines. Okay, so he's gonna play. I mean, I would have said maybe cav archer if he's going to throw away his army like that, but the fact that he's getting the armor for the cavalry suggests it's going to be knights. Yeah, and he's adding a second stable. These will be +2 attack knights straight off the bat. So very, very strong, especially if a feudal age army is caught in the middle of the map. So I think we're going to see a hasty retreat from blue. Although he might be happy to trade his army as well. Like, this is kind of useless against knights anyway, so it's not like he's going to save that and try and take a good trade later on. Might just try and snipe a vill or two if he can. And yeah, is this open? Okay, so blue gonna get in with this scout. Red tries to garrison, but bit of armor on this scout saves it. And yeah, this is an annoying scout. This is +2, and he goes for a weak vill and gets it. That's fantastic play by blue. Really great value. Still being annoying here, but a few knights will clear this easy. Herd stable at the back here as well. So 3 stables for blue. Will he be able to produce out of them? Maybe. He's way more on gold though, actually. Yeah, he's just going to go all out aggressive for now. Try and snipe this army. While he's being annoying with archers over here. And still has this really tanky, well not tanky, +2 attack scout hanging around his base. Looking for weak vills. This villager is a bit exposed. Maybe he'll go for this one. Yep. Might get it as well. Fantastic value. Meanwhile, the knights are out and they're just ignoring this army. Maybe just needs the +2 armor before he feels confident to take a trade. Okay, it's going to be crossbow, vodka and arrow for red, but he doesn't quite have the numbers to match the knights right now. Knights are going to run away though. I think blue needs to prioritize the armor if he wants to take good trades. Okie dokie. Alright. Interesting stuff here. So red is up. He's getting pikemen. Yeah, I like this and getting a TC here. Fantastic. He's not going to be against ranged units anymore, so this TC won't really be too vulnerable. Yeah, now he has a decent army, so I think he'll be okay with his position, right? His objective is to try and get to Imperial Age a bit faster, and yeah, he has the pikemen, so this is tough. It's tough for blue to counter. Really, his only hope is to try and blast his way into the base and force this army to come home. But it's tough. Very tough. He's going to add another TC. He is adding a TC back here on wood. Okay. So, yeah. Eco KD is 4-0 though. That scout eventually went down, but it got 2 villager kills. Crazy. Just from not being walled at the front. Pretty insane. Okay. Knights are now being chased away. No ballistics. But, yeah. Producing plenty of pikes here. How many barracks does he have? Just 1. Yeah, good production. Knights shouldn't be able to do much here. Hearttt should be catching up on villager count. gradually, but both have 2 TCs now. Should remain as is. And Hearttt now expanding his farming eco. Bunch of dead farms here, but still doing a good job being active on the map. And yeah, this is going to be an interesting battle here. It's nice play by Blue to heal up his monks. Getting the +2 armor before he takes an engagement. And I think 16 knights might clear this. There's no upgrades on these infantry, right? I would love maybe the armor or even fletching, or not fletching, forging. Would be nice. Doesn't want to get caught out of position though. Really needs to protect his archers. Doesn't want to take a fight against these knights. Unless he has his whole army together. Okay. Monk comes in, tries to... Okay. And the knights are going to jump here. Okay. Archers take out the pike. Interesting stuff. These knights are really strong. Meanwhile, they've broken in over here. This is exactly what you don't want, but yeah. Blue forced red to react all over the place. And now the skirmishers are going to get mopped up, but they're not really adding any value. And here come the knights, and this is going to be a big sandwich. And yeah. Blue should just dive. Just dive. Yeah. Lovely sandwich movement here, as we're calling it, and everything goes down for sure. Yeah. No upgrades on these pikes. And the archers getting surrounded. Monks getting some conversions as well. Archers trying to be micro, but it's just pointless. Monk even dodging here. Yeah. Beautiful cleanup. Knights are strong. And yeah, TC coming up here on the front. I don't know why you retreated there. Losing a pike is fine. I don't know. Goths can make pikes forever. Feels like Blue needs siege. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, just make knights. Knights counter everything. Do knights need to be nerfed? That's the question. Okay, he's going to take an engagement against the pikes here. Probably checked the upgrades and saw no upgrades, so he's like, I'll take this. The one thing Blue has to be really worried about is if there gets a big enough ball of pikes. And yeah, we see another barracks here. And I think Red just needs to play defensive now. There's no point being out on the map against this army. Like, this army's just going to die. So I think he needs to get his own monastery. Maybe get a gate. And just spam pikes, basically. Let's see. 20 farms, no horse collar. That sucks. That sucks. But Hearttt is still alive. He's definitely behind. The score tells you a bit of the story, right? He lost that big army. AD very much in Blue's favor, but that's the way it goes. When you have the... whatever. When you have the more... when your army has more people in it, but it's not as powerful as your opponent's less populated army. Doesn't make any sense. Anyway, it's fine. As Blue is just going to be annoying now, going to use his mobility. Wouldn't be surprised if he goes out looking for the relics now. He does have complete map control. Pop efficient, yeah. Thanks, Rooster. Appreciate it. Horse collar now on the way. He's got it. Okay, scale mail armor. Squires coming in. And the pikes should perform a little bit better. Squires will definitely help. Continuing massing the crossbow, but again, the knights are just going to mop this up. Monks trying to get a conversion. Pikes getting involved. More knights coming over. Knight gets converted. Archers being microed back to a choke. Okay, Pike's going to do okay now. Whoa! Hippo run. Thank you very much for the raid, man. We're being raided all day today. And yesterday. Crazy. Welcome everyone from Hippo Run. And Hippo Run, thank you again. I hope you had a nice stream. Yeah, we're watching top players play games. Stone Cold, I love it. Yeah, I'm very proud of my my raid notification. Fantastic. Okay, Red going for siege. Why is he going for siege? Okay, more knights getting converted. Archers are microing here. Rated on Twitch and in-game. Yeah, that's true. Gonna raid full day. I was talking with my mum last night and she was asking, oh, how's it going? And she was like, how's the... Like, she doesn't understand what Twitch is really or anything like that. I was telling her. Yeah, it's really cool. And like, I got raided though a lot. I didn't say it in a negative way. And she was like, oh no. Like, I was like, no, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. She's like, okay, that's fine then. so funny. Oh my god. What did you think like raiding meant on Twitch? Like, oh, I got raided. Oh, she's like, oh god. Terrible. Okay, we have siege now for red. So it looks like he's going to go for a siege mangonel push here. Villager's coming forward for blue. He wants to drop a castle somewhere. And I think just dropping the castle behind is the option, right? Doesn't want it to be a doubt castle though. That was a bold castle. When you're about to be siege pushed, this is a more reasonable castle. But I think even this could have been a bit more forward. I think he could have got it here and tried to save the TC. But anyway, this TC probably will go down now, but this castle will prevent any further pushing into the eco. And we're at the time of the game where players should be thinking about going up to imp. But right now they're both just making military, as we have 2 pikes converted. Knights are still going to run away. More monks over here can maybe get some conversions. Town center own garrison, that's slightly the wrong time, but yeah. Pike's just going to duke it out. Yeah, we trusted you. And yeah, monk is going to be microed back to the TC. Good play. Knight's still on the loose around the base here. Okay, let's talk about the villager difference. Just 5 villager difference, which is kind of crazy. So yeah, this has been a fun game. Definitely a lot of mayhem, but everyone playing pretty clean, I would say. Yeah, after losing your army and then just throwing, or sorry, going for the castle drop, yeah, it's quite the thing. As the knights will clean this up, but I don't think that was a fantastic trade downhill. Again, the goths can just make pikes all day. 26 on the field. Knights are in though, and this can be annoying as hell for red. You see a very vulnerable farming eco over here, a very long distance farming eco. Hopefully this villager goes to build a mill. That would be good. Okay. Over here though, ram, mangonel, don't shoot your crossbows. Ugh. Okay. Push continues, and Hearttt, yeah. Hearttt is pushing. Knights being trickled forward, and Sebastian maybe panicking a bit. Are these panic raids? He splits up his knights, tries to find some damage. He is still 3 villagers ahead, but it's only 3 villagers. And now he's on his way up to imp, so yeah. Getting a castle up here. So yeah, another safety castle. And Hearttt is like, okay, I see that castle, let's just go around, because I don't think he can stop my army. It will be harder to reinforce this army. Has to travel a bit of a way, but yeah. Taking out the production is always good here. And yeah. I think a cav archer transition might be the play here. We just moved 19 villagers onto gold, but it's not the most efficient out here. And will take a long time to get those upgrades in, as the knights just dive for some villagers, get a few kills. 18 eco KD now, okay. So Sebastian's 10 villagers ahead, okay. And the lonely relic inside this monastery should be ejecting soon enough. Yeah, it's been fantastic play by Hearttt, like kind of nuts. And what's blue gonna go for here? He's just making more knights, but I don't think Cavalier saves him here at all. Red almost with enough res to pick up. Has the 2 buildings, which is nice, and it's going to drop a nice castle in front here. And yeah, are we getting into... both players played very well. That's absolutely true. It's been a very good game. Very clean almost, like messy, but clean at the same time, if you know what I mean. There's a lot of mayhem on the map, different armies, but no one has made any like glaring errors or like throwing their army at all. And I'm really impressed by red coming back into it after losing that army at the start. Okay, getting a very safe castle up here, and yeah, Halberdier Huskarl. Will it kill the Magyars? Let's see. Let's see. Okay, blue arrives in the next age, selling wood for gold so he can afford his upgrades, getting plate barding armor, getting cavalier, and you feel if this kind of push doesn't... Look, this is a panic TC. Panic farm TC. I mean, it will be a nice farming TC actually, still. You just feel that if the cavalier can't get it done, it's over. He has 120 vills, but he doesn't seem to be teching into anything else. Doesn't seem that efficient either, but let's see. Hearttt will be able to get the spam going. He's getting the last armor now, and he's gonna hit imp. And he's gonna have halberdier by the time all of this is cleaned up anyway, so yeah. Hearttt, I mean, he probably will lose this forward army, let's say, but Or maybe not. Maybe blue just realizes I can't fight that. I have to come on a desperation raid into his base. But he's just getting pinged by pikes here. It's not fantastic. Just runs past the monk. But yeah, pikes in defense here. Monk trying to get a conversion. This will not be good for red. Or for blue, I should say. But he makes it through. Has +3 armor. Has Cavalier now. And yeah, he's just going to have to make Cavalier. But he's just being gutted here by red. As red just making a beeline for these TCs. Trying to repair the rams. He does have some pikes stowed away in here. But needs to support his rams here with his army. Meanwhile, Cavalier at the back. Halberdiers immediately clicked. Forging just came in. Bit late. Conscription now coming. And this is the Goths game, I think, as the Cavalier aren't going to get it done. And yeah, Hearttt putting on an absolute clinic. 49 Halberdier. You can't keep playing Cav into this. You cannot. And he's going to go for another lovely castle over here. I really like Heartt's castle positions, as the Halberdier just ruin everything. Such a lovely upgrade. Okay. Yeah, GG's call. Okay. Forging doesn't matter for pikes. Okay. Just the bonus damage. The forging doesn't really add too much. Sense. Makes sense. Okie dokie. Well, style points go to the Goth player for sure. Yeah. Knights couldn't get it done. And yeah, kind of interesting that it was sort of the new blood versus the old guard. That's true as well. Yeah, Hearttt just played super clean.